cover yourself with a blanket, you start to feel really, really hot. Maybe sometimes even too hot. You get really sweaty, uncomfortable. Well, a similar thing is happening to our Earth. In the atmosphere, the sky, the gas all around the surface of the Earth, there's this type of gas called carbon dioxide. It, like I said, exists all around the atmosphere of the planet, and it kind of acts like a blanket covering the surface of the Earth because it traps all of the Earth's heat from going out into outer space, and it keeps all of the heat on the planet. So if we didn't have any of this carbon dioxide on the planet, our Earth would just get really, really cold. So it is really important to have it. But when there's too much carbon dioxide, we have a problem. So what exactly is carbon dioxide? As shown before, carbon dioxide is 1 carbon and 2 oxygens. The black represents the carbon and the red represents the 2 oxygens. They're bound together. Basically, this is a gas. It's a colorless gas and it's an odorless gas. So sometimes it can be hard to find where it is. It goes up into the air around surrounding Earth, the atmosphere, and it traps the heat from the planet from going off into space, like I said. In nature, we can find carbon dioxide all over the place. For example, when humans breathe in, when we blow out, all that air we exhale is carbon dioxide. And plants kind of have the opposite thing. They take in carbon dioxide and then release oxygen. So we kind of do the opposites. Ideally, you want a really good balance of the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere so that everything's working well. But these days, we're seeing a lot more carbon dioxide in the air than we used to. This has, of course, impacts on the planet. Human activity has really increased the amount of carbon dioxide released into the atmosphere. This is largely because we need fuel to power so many aspects of our life, from our electricity to making our cars run. And when we burn this fuel to make power, we release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Ultimately, this has led to a buildup of extra carbon dioxide in the atmosphere over time, which of course has impacts on the whole entire planet. As excess CO2 is built up in the atmosphere, the temperature of the Earth increases. It's just like that idea we talked about earlier when we wrap ourselves, or in this case, wrapping the planet, in a blanket and trap all of the heat inside. One of the first people to propose this idea that carbon dioxide in the atmosphere can affect the temperature of the planet was a woman named Eunice Foote. She was a scientist over 150 years ago, and when she first made these discoveries and tried to share her findings with fellow scientists, nobody listened to her. She essentially was forgotten from history because nobody really knew of her work because nobody believed her. So if you think about it, the world we live in right now maybe would have been totally different had people listened to her scientific findings. Nowadays, climate change is a really hot topic in science. Carbon dioxide emissions affect so many different parts of science, from polar bears who live on ice that's now melting, to coral and fish in the ocean, to human health. Carbon dioxide has an effect on all of those things. Today, we're going to be doing an experiment called Carbon Volcano to take a closer look at carbon dioxide's process. This experiment is extremely dangerous, so please, please, please do not try this at home unless your parent or guardian is doing it with you so that they can handle the dangerous part, because we will be using fire today. The materials I will be using today are sugar and baking soda mixed together, some sand, lighter fluid to get the fire started, as well as a lighter to catch things on fire. It's also useful to have either some water or some extra sand available on hand so that you can put out the fire if there's an emergency. Again, please don't do this without your parents because it's extremely dangerous. So first things first, take some sand and build a little pile on top of your workspace. Then dig a little hole into the pile of sand. Next up, pour the sugar and baking soda mix on top of the sand in the little hole that you made. Then put some lighter fluid on top to get the fire going and use a lighting stick to start the fire. Now let's observe this reaction and see what happens. Do you see the sugar turning black and a little bit chalk-like? Kind of like charcoal. So what's happening with our volcano is that as the sugar burns, the baking soda and sugar mix is broken down, and the carbon that's within the sugar reacts with the oxygen in the air, forming carbon dioxide, which is released off as a gas. And we can't really see it from just looking at the video, but we can see some smoke, and mixed in with that is some carbon dioxide. With our volcano, as the carbon dioxide is released out, there's less and less oxygen surrounding the mixture, and this decrease in oxygen surrounding the mixture creates a pressure buildup that ultimately helps our sugar move around and form a really cool shape. As we learned today, carbon dioxide emissions have a huge impact on the long-term changes in temperature of our planet, and human behaviors, the actions and decisions that we make every single day, affect the amount of carbon dioxide that's released into the atmosphere. Sometimes, for me personally, I feel like I'm just one person, and I wonder how much of an impact the decisions I make really have. It's important to remember that although I can't solve all of the world's problems all by myself, everyone's actions build up and can have a really big impact altogether. So I turned to my friend Katie for some advice when I'm starting to feel a little negative or down. So let's turn to Katie now to hear what she has to say.
Hi everyone. Today I want to talk to you about recognizing and reframing negative thoughts. Oftentimes we can feel stuck in our negative thoughts and helpless in the face of such huge problems such as climate change. The first step is to recognize and acknowledge those negative thoughts and think about why you are having those thoughts. We might feel like we aren't able to change such overwhelming problems, but think about where this worry stems from. It's probably because you care so much about the earth and want to have a positive impact on the world. This is a good thing, not a negative thing. It's good to care. Then the next step is to turn this into a positive affirmation along with an action that you can take, no matter how small it might be, such as, I am a person who cares about the earth, and I will do my best to take care of it by reducing my carbon footprint and supporting organizations that are working towards a sustainable future. This applies to other situations as well. If you get a bad grade on a math test or don't understand the material, you might start thinking negatively about yourself, such as, I'm so bad at math, or I will never understand this. It's too hard. So remember, first you have to catch yourself in that thought, recognize it, and think about where it comes from. Maybe it's coming from a place of confusion or frustration. Then you need to reframe it into a positive affirmation along with an action, such as, I'm a smart person, I'm just struggling with this topic, and that's okay. What steps can I take to feel more confident in this material? It takes time to retrain your mind to think more positively, so be patient with yourself. Today we learned about Eunice Foote, carbon dioxide, and how to recognize and reframe negative thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel for new videos every Sunday. You are all brilliant. Thanks everyone. Bye!